Let's get into some things, child. We got some stuff to talk about today, honey. We got some stuff to talk about. Hit that like button. If you are new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We have a great time over here. You meant what you said when you said it. Really be that, because I'll be understanding y'all sometimes. And when y'all know when I say y'all, you know I ain't talking about y'all. You know I'm talking about y'all. Makes me that all these people that got something to say have been actively involved in the political process in their world. I don't believe it. You ain't gonna convince me. I know y'all love me. What's up? Happy Monday, you guys. For some of y'all, this is my second time around. We already talked about the Real Housewives of Rhode Island a little bit ago. Good afternoon, everybody. Hey. Y'all didn't remind me it was the first of the month. We gotta give out some memberships, honey. We gotta give out some memberships. Y'all didn't remind me. Hold on, let's get ready to get into it. Let's get ready to get out some memberships. And I do not know why I cannot see where I can gift any memberships. I meant to email YouTube about it and I forgot. I got to put that on my to-do list to email YouTube and find out why I can't, because I still don't see it. Let me go in and check again. Because I would love to be able to give some memberships, honey. Let me see. No. I still don't see where I can gift any memberships. Still don't see it. Hold on. Let me check here. Oh, I keep going into the wrong thing. Hold on. Let me check here. Nope, I still don't see it. Still don't see it. Okay. Well, we'll do it the old-fashioned way. Hold on, let me see. Insert. No, that's something else. Was I wearing an Underdog t-shirt yesterday? But I remember Underdog. I do remember Underdog, but no, I wasn't wearing an Underdog t-shirt yesterday. What shirt did I have on yesterday? I don't even see where I can do memberships from my YouTube studio. I can do super chats, but I cannot do memberships. So weird. It must be something. I don't know. It's weird. Do I need to update something? I don't know. Anyway, we'll do it the old-fashioned way. Let me just log in and do what I've been doing. But I do need to remember to email YouTube. Let me put that on my to-do list because I really forgot to do it. But anyway, come on in. While I'm doing that, you guys, y'all come on in, hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Hit that like button, honey. The people are arriving to the Met Gala. I guess we'll look at looks tomorrow. The people are arriving, honey. Y'all know Beyonce's one of the chairs, so I'm sure her look is gonna be spectacular, honey. I'm sure it's gonna be spectacular. All right, hold on, y'all. Let me go into. Oh shoot, I'm doing the wrong thing. Hold on. I don't know why I can't. This is bothering me now, but I really forgot all about it. Excuse me. But I remember to email YouTube because I really want to figure out why I can't do this. It's really bothering me that I can't gift memberships. Sorry, y'all. Come on in. Okay. All right, here we go, y'all. All right, let's see who got the memberships for the month of May. If you're new here, every month I give memberships. So let's see. JB, please. JBPZ, I guess. Gigi Ma, Trade Beats Me, Nurse Naj, Super 3701. Congratulations to everybody that was gifted a membership for the month of May. Congratulations. Okay. And again, I really got to figure out where to find where I can give memberships. Because, like I said, every month I do that out of my own pocket. And I would love to be able to gift you guys memberships because then I could give away even more. So I don't know why I can't do that. But moving right along. Let me say hi to everybody. We're going to do this real quick. It's 100 of y'all in here, so I got to do this real quick because I already been holding up the live. My bad, y'all. My bad, child. It's always somebody that's going to complain. Oh, my goodness. It took her forever to get to the topic. Sorry. Oh, well. What's up, Corey? Hey, The Informed. What's up, DB? Emily B, what's going on? Hey, B-Lo. Chuck, Sweet Pea. What's up, y'all? Hey, Quake, thank you for being on both sides. As always, love you, girl. Sweet Candy, Gossip in the Garden. What's up, Brandon? Hey, Miss French Kiss. What's going on? Lock Queen, Marco Davis. Hey. Andree, baby. Andree was in her feelings today over this court case, honey. Cindy, what's going on? What's up, Tracy? Me and Tracy was talking earlier today, too. What's up, Montrez? Marcus, straight from the VA. What up? Carmen, Ronnie, hey, really being trapped. Thank you for all you do for the young ones. Thank you so much. What's up, Nay and Benji? I was deleting some pictures on my phone today, and I came across some pictures of Benji. Ciao. Montrez, the Diggs trial almost deserves its own live. That chick was a disaster. Ciao, Felicia. What's going on? Deborah Randall, Lock Queen. Tracy, if you feel like it, if you are available, I'm gonna let you come up. Andrea, if you want to come up, I'll let you come up. When we get to the Stefon Diggs part, if y'all want to come up and just share y'all thoughts. If you can find a payphone now, it only calls 911 now. Really? I didn't know that. My friend's son is dressing babyface and Nia Long for the Met. Oh wow. Shout out to him. See if he will listen. See if he want to come on. I can interview him for the life of a celebrity stylist. Extend the invitation to him. I mean it. I'm serious. What's up, CC? Miss Pretty Amazing. Hey, my love. What's up, Shed? Hey. Don. Hey, boo. Did El Teddy reach out to you? He had a question. He had a question for you. The award show towards wearing you. I got to get my tickets. What's up, Joanna? What's going on? Label, congratulations to the members. Yes. Oh, congratulate. Thank you, CC. CC is gifted some members too. Let's see who got. Okay, you got it. Okay, El Teddy reached out to you. All right, let's see who it was. I know, Ciao. Ciao. I still had this open. I could have done this. Duh. Congratulations to wait a minute. Lord. Sorry, I gotta scroll down. Why is it not letting me? Here we go. All right. Wait a minute. It's not showing me. Lord. It's not showing me. It's not showing me. Oh, I know why. Is this why? Let me see. Lord, we're going to get to the topics. I swear we are. Forget it. I have to see Tracy. Who got the memberships, child? This thing getting on my nerves. Child, let me just get to these topics now. I done kicked myself out. I done closed the wrong window and I kicked myself out. You just got back from Jamaica last night? Well, I know that's right. I was packing earlier when I was on the phone with Tracy, honey. I was packing earlier. I'm getting ready for this cruise. Congratulations to all the people that were gifted memberships. Tracy gonna let me know who got the memberships. Child, Lord. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Well, look who decided to come around. Hey, Cajun. What's going on? I didn't buy a new mouse because I know I have one around here. And as soon as I buy a new one, I'm going to find it. So if I don't find it in the next couple of days, I'll buy one. But no, because I got a mouse. I know I have a brand new mouse around here. And I always do that. I always buy something I can't find it. And then I go buy another one. And then here it come. Child, and gas is too much for me to be running back and forth to the store. I mean, yeah, gas just, it's too much. It's too much. It's too much. What is going on with my life right now? Now, StreamYard is cutting up. What the hell? Yeah. Oh, it's getting on my nerves. Okay, here we go. Oh, man. All right, let's get into it. I'm so sorry, y'all. Let's just get into it. We're going to talk about the Stefon Diggs trial in a little bit, but let's get into some other stuff too before we go too far down the rabbit hole. Love and Hip Hop has been canceled. Now, honestly, we heard rumors about this for a minute. That Love and Hip Hop was going to be canceled. As a matter of fact, I think the first person that I heard talk about it was Chaotic, who used to be on the show. And I remember Scrappy made a live cussing him out, talking about he was just hating because he got fired and he didn't know what he was talking about. And then Mama D said something about the show might possibly be going away. And I kind of figured it wasn't gonna be here much longer. Number one, it's just run its course. I think, and I think for a variety of reasons, it's run its course. I think production got lazy. Because the thing about, I still don't understand why Love and Hip Hop New York went away. Love and Hip Hop New York went away just when its stock was rising, right? We had Cardi B coming up off of Love and Hip Hop New York. You know what I mean? Remy Ma, Love and Hip Hop New York. Mariah Lynn, who, again, Mariah Lynn is a disaster, but Mariah Lynn knows how to play the reality TV game. She was able to parlay that into, now she's over on Baddies, doing her thing over there. I understand why Hollywood went away. Hollywood, even though Hollywood had some heavy hitters with Ray J, and y'all had Keisha Cole at one point, like, I think Hollywood did a really bad job of getting people on there who were looking to be on reality TV versus trying to promote something or rehab something. Like when y'all got Keisha Cole was not interested in being on that show. Keisha Cole was trying to promote and rehab her image. She was just trying to get an easy paycheck. And she really, in my opinion, never really gave y'all a lot. She gave us a little bit, but not a lot. Like, we saw the thing with her dad. We saw the storyline with her husband, her and her husband breaking up. We saw her new boyfriend and her getting pregnant by that young boy. But honestly, she never involved herself with the mess of the show. Like, she had her storyline over here, but she didn't really film with the people, right? So I understand why Hollywood kind of went away. I mean, the best thing y'all had was Ray J, but then when Ray J got to be so ridiculous and it just became such a caricature, it just wasn't good. Yes, the storylines were fake. I mean, fake, you know, the stuff with Ray J. Remember that time when, what's that boy's name? That was going, he act like he was going to jump across the table to beat up Ray J because the rumor was Ray J was messing with his wife. Like, and remember that time when Ray J just kept moving his hat? Like, it became a caricature. New York, like I said, I feel like New York left just at the height, but I think COVID killed New York because they couldn't film. And I think by the time they could film, either people just didn't want to film anymore or they just weren't. Yeah, A1 and Safari. Yeah. I think they either just didn't want to film anymore or they couldn't get the people together to film. But honestly, they were coming, like New York was coming up off of a high. Like, they had some high quality people on New York, in my opinion, at that time. You know, yes, Cardi B left, but y'all stock was high because 2 years after Cardi B left Love and Hip Hop, here comes Kodak Black. And it's like, boom. New Atlanta could have still been good. The problem is y'all were, in my opinion, production was unwilling to switch it up. There's no reason why Kirk and Rashida should have still been on that show. There's no reason why Cardi Red should have still been on that show. Like, y'all were unwilling to switch it up. There was way too much up and coming talent or even washed up talent. I mean, I'm sorry, let's call a thing a thing. There's too much talent in Atlanta as far as hip hop is concerned that y'all could not have gotten some better quality. And then at least you got some new storylines. You know what I mean? Then at least you had some new storylines. Yeah, it may still be fake storylines, but it's new people with different stuff. And so at a certain point, there's nothing more that Kirk and Rashida can give us that we want. We didn't want it no way, but we didn't want it no more. There's nothing that Cardi Red can give us. Not at all. Even Spice at this point, we're done. We're over it. We're over Scrappy. Like, bring us some new meat. When I'm going to tell you what they should have done when Growing Up Hip Hop ended, they should have ran over there and got some of them people from Growing Up Hip Hop. Growing Up Hip Hop had some decent. Why y'all couldn't go get a Johnny Blaze? Johnny Blaze is a mess, but she gonna give you reality TV. Why y'all couldn't go over there and get a Deb, Miss and even I don't really F with her because she's a whole MAGA, but she's gonna bring you hip hop. Why y'all couldn't go over there and get a Bow Wow? Y'all had a Ray J. Why y'all couldn't go get a Bow Wow? You know, I feel like and I don't know if it aligns with Mona left because I really wasn't paying attention to when Mona left, but Deb was there when Walker. That's right, Walker was on there. You're right. So why y'all couldn't circle back around? You know what I mean? They had Johnny. Okay, what's up? Hey, Angela. Okay, I missed that. See, I missed that. But there's way too much hip hop running around Atlanta, whether it's washed up level or trying to get on level, that y'all really, and y'all didn't have to go through and chop everybody in one season. You could have just phased people out. Again, there's no reason why Kirk and Rashida is supposed to be a main storyline at all. At all. Like, none of us care. But I honestly think that when Mona left, I think production got lazy and they just didn't care anymore. So, you know, it's the end of an era. That show was on for a very long time, and some iconic things as far as y'all, me and these glasses. I don't know what I know what it is. They're sitting on my face weird because of my braids. Like, I know what's happening. It's just I can't get them. I just can't get the right angle that they're not blurry. But it's because they're sitting on my braids and it's a weird angle. Right. Why is Sierra there? Right. Why is Sierra? Thank you, Janera. Listen, y'all, it's Teacher Appreciation Week, so appreciate this teacher. Okay. Can you please hit the like button? Can you appreciate this teacher? Thank you so much. It's gonna always have a place in reality TV. You know, it's a Hall of Famer. Even Miami had some iconic. I mean, Miami reignited for good or for good or worse. It reignited Trick Daddy. I mean, most of us hadn't seen Trick Daddy until Love and Hip Hop Miami. Like, he had been gone. You know, Trina, which she ain't really never give a lot either, but we got a chance to see Trina. You know, we were introduced to Bobby Lights again, for good or for bad. He's been able to parlay a small, you know, a role on Love and Hip Hop into a whole situation, a whole career, you know, for good or for bad. Prince, he's over there on Zeus now. Amara La Negra, you know. So it's definitely some iconic, when we think of reality television, it's definitely some iconic moments. You know, definitely some iconic moments. Again, whether for good or for bad, there's some iconic moments when it comes to Love and Hip Hop. So, you know, R.I.P. You know, R.I.P. What you gonna do? I definitely feel like I said, I definitely feel like we are moving into a different space in reality television. For good or for bad. Thank you, Kenneth. Thank you, boo. Shout out to my boo thing, Kenneth. Happy Teacher Appreciation Week. Mwah. Thank you. I appreciate you. Well, because we have the misfortune to be, oh Lord, that's y'all arguing. I'm not doing this. I thought Prince was on Zeus. Prince not on Zeus? Oh, okay. He did do one of those seasons though. Didn't Prince do a season of Bad Boys or something? I could have sworn Prince was over there on Zeus doing something. But I don't watch Zeus, so I haven't watched since that first season of Baddies. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Thank you, Yogi. Rashida got bags. Yeah, that is iconic. Thank you, Smooth's wife. Thank you. It is very lightweight. It is very lightweight. Yeah, Prince did do a season of Bad Boys. I thought I saw him over on Bad Boys. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Wishing me a happy Teacher Appreciation Week. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, yes. Appreciate me. And I don't want to neglect the nurses. I hate the fact that teachers and nurses share the same week, because I feel like there are 180 weeks in a year. Why do we have to share a week? I think what we do is important on all areas, and I think it's big enough that we can have our own freaking week. I hate, who comes up with this shit? Like, I hate the fact that we have to share a week with nurses. I hate that. I hate it. But shout out to my nurses. I have, listen, y'all. Oh, speaking of which, I got an order. Y'all know I had a situation where I was in the hospital for a couple of months, and baby, listen, if you ain't never appreciate a nurse, let me tell y'all something. If you ain't never appreciate a nurse, and I don't wish this on nobody, but get sick. Get sick. Maybe I was sitting in that hospital room, and for those who know my story, I'm not going to, rehash it. But for those who know my story, y'all know I couldn't even walk. I couldn't get to bed. I couldn't get out of the bed without help. Okay. And I had some of the best nurses. Now, that the emergency room nurses was some shit. I'm sorry, they were. But once I got into my hospital, and I was in 3 different hospitals, Southern Maryland Hospital wasn't a great experience, but then I went to Georgetown, and those nurses were absolutely wonderful. And then I went from there to National Rehab over by Washington Hospital Center, and those nurses were, oh my gosh, those nurses were so good. And I used to send them stuff during Nurses Appreciation Week. I gotta order them something. I'm gonna send them something over there, some like an edible, edible arrangement or something like that. And I just send it to the floor I was on. I mean, whoever gets it is whoever gets it. The emergency nurses get treated like trash and have so much pressure on them by their leadership team. It's so sad and frustrating. Well, they treated me like trash, so sorry, not sorry. Oh, you know what? I haven't been up there in a couple of years, so I don't know. When I was still going to rehab, I would go upstairs. But I haven't been to rehab I haven't been up there in a long time. So I doubt it. When I used to go, because I used to go up there for my, like every 6 months, I would have like a appointment with my rehab doctor, but she's retired, and after she retired, I just haven't been back up there. So that was about 3 years ago. So I don't know. Whenever I would go up there, though, I would go upstairs and just kind of see who was there. So I honestly don't know. I don't know. But shout out. And like I said, I hate the fact that we share weeks, but we do, and it is what it is. So shout out to nurses as well. Since we're talking about reality TV, Mob Wives. Now listen, y'all. Speaking of teachers, did you see the TikTok of the children being able to pronounce silhouette? And yeah, I saw that. And gauche, I saw that. Mob Wives is actually doing a live like tour. And I ain't gonna tell y'all no lie. I want to go. I want to go. It's gonna be on it's gonna be on. Oh, remind me, Tina Turner. Don't let me forget. I've been wanting to tell you, I've been wanting to talk about this story for weeks and I keep forgetting. But Mob Wives is doing this tour. It's gonna be at the City Winery, which is it's not here in DC because DC doesn't have a damn City Winery. But they're doing a tour where they're gonna actually have a sit down, and it's Renee Graziano, Jen Graziano, who is her sister, who's the actual executive producer of the show. And I forgot who the third person is. But I was actually looking at, and again, y'all, it's really going to depend on the price of these damn tickets and flights, because they talking about how these flights are going to be going up. But I was looking at either the Atlanta show on July the 1st, because y'all know my birthday is July 2nd. So I was thinking about if I go down to Atlanta, I could spend my birthday in Atlanta. I was thinking about doing that, and then I could drive. I don't have to worry about a flight. I could drive. I could pick Ebby up, and we could just hang out in Atlanta for the weekend. And I'll be on summer break by then, so it won't be a big deal. So I was thinking about doing that. Or I was looking at the Nashville show. I have a really good friend that lives in Nashville who I haven't seen in a long time. And I was like, well, maybe I could do the Nashville show and I could fly out. Then I would have to fly to Nashville. But I was thinking about it. I'm not gonna tell y'all no lies. I was thinking about it. Your birthday's in July. Let's go. Listen, I'm thinking about it. I ain't gonna tell you. I mean, when I say thinking, y'all know me. I'm gonna think about it over the next day or two. I'm gonna check and see how much the tickets are and all that good stuff. But I'm thinking about it. Real talk. Real talk. What's up, little Miss Introvert? Hi. So, because I love me some Mob Wives. And when I tell you I love me some Renee Graziano, y'all just don't know. Because y'all already know I'm going to do it and I'm going to pay extra. Because I want the meet and greet. Because I want to be able to hug her neck and tell her how much I love her. I was just about to ask if you were going to be home that week. I have to take forced vacation because of plant shutdowns. Oh, so you may be coming down here. You and Benji. Maybe coming to hang out down here. Your niece is my birthday twin. Aw. Yep. R.I.P. Big Ange. Ooh, I love me some Big Ange. Ciao. Maybe we'll see. I'll let you know, Nate. I'll let you know in the next couple of days, because if I'm gonna have to look at the price of the tickets and all that good stuff. The city wine. I've been to the city winery in Atlanta, and it's a good time. It's a good time. My Wives is my favorite VH1 show. My Wives, and then the other show I really used to like was the show with what's the face's son, the cocaine godmother. What's her name? Her son down in Miami, and it had Tua, the tattoo artist, and Stephanie, and that other the lady that the Griselda, her son, the girl that kept getting all that plastic surgery. Yeah, Blanco. Yeah, I used to like that show. And I actually got pretty decent views off of that show. I got a few little racist comments in the comment section, baby. Some of them people didn't like me reviewing the show. They were like, "How's a black woman gonna be telling this is a Latina?" Child, go sit down somewhere. But overall, it was a good show. Mm-hmm. But I ain't lying. I'm gonna have to check out. I'm gonna have to see what my budget is telling me I can do and what my time is telling me I can do. But if I can make it work, I think I'm gonna try to. I think I'm gonna try to do it if I can make it work. Mm-hmm. All right. Shout out to Flavor Flav. Flavor Flav is he announced She Weekend, SHE Weekend, and it is to celebrate women in sports and Olympic athletes. Y'all know that Flavor Flav has been very, very big on celebrating and supporting the athletics, the Olympic teams that don't get as much attention and shine. Y'all know that he sponsored the women's polo team, and they won gold both Olympics that he sponsored it. He supported the bobsledding team in the Winter Olympics. And then he just the ice hockey team. Remember when when Trump kind of disrespected the female team, he invited them out to Vegas to celebrate, and he had a whole celebration for them out in Las Vegas where he lives. So shout out to Flavor Flav, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Shout out to Kid Cudi for kicking M.I.A. from off of his tour. They said that she has been making comments about people being illegal and making offensive comments that has upset his fan base to the point where they've been booing her. So he fired her, and this is what he posted. He said M.I.A. is no longer on this tour. I told my management to send a notice to her team before we started the tour that I didn't want anything offensive at my shows because I already knew what time it was, aka I already knew she was MAGA. Mm-hmm. And I was assured things were understood. After the last couple of shows, I've been flooded with messages from fans that are upset by her rants. This to me is very disappointing, and I have someone on my tour making offensive remarks that upsets my fan base. Thank you for understanding. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Wikipedia says that she's a Sri Lankan citizen. How's she talking about illegals? Sure. Same way we had Latinos for Trump, and them people been getting deported because they wasn't here legally. I will vote for Donald Trump. You know, the same way. Mm-hmm. The meet and greet is $90. The seat prices. Look at Cajun. He didn't already looked it up. Start at $45. How the meet and greet gonna be more than the tickets? Damn. Oh, they start at $45. Oh, I got it. Okay, they start at $45. Okay, Cajun. He done sent me the link. All right, I gotta look. But thank you. I wish more would take a stance. I agree. Shout out to and I know some of y'all ain't gonna agree with this, so you don't have to shout it out. This is me shouting it out. Y'all don't have to shout it out. But shout out to Shiron Moore, who has agreed to a 1-year deal to join the Los Angeles Chargers as an offensive assistant, reuniting him with Jim Harbaugh. Y'all know that Shiron Moore is the coach, the former coach of Michigan who was fired, and they found out he was having an affair, and then he went over to the lady house, and then all of the things went down. And he was fired. Obviously, he was fired. He was a coach under Jim Harbaugh, who was the former Michigan head coach. So Jim Harbaugh is now the head coach out in San Diego, and he has offered him a job. Listen, when I say shout out, again, y'all don't have to agree, and that's fine. But when I say shout out, the reason why I say that is because people make mistakes, but I don't think that certain mistakes, I don't think should be the end of your life. Certain mistakes, I don't think should mean that you can't work and you can't make a living and you can't take care of your family. Yes, he cheated on his wife. That's between him and his wife. Did he do things that were unethical? He did. And even him going over to that lady house, listen, when we got all the facts did not support that it was as bad as what they first said it was in the news, right? He's got 1 year probation. He's going to do what he has to do. But if we're going to live in a society that says, hey, when you do something wrong, you go through the process and you deal with your consequence and you deal with your punishment. He did. He got fired from his job. He had to go through the process. He went through the criminal process. He has to accept his punishment. That is what I believe. Now, are there some crimes that I can't walk back from? Sure. But for me, this isn't one of them. And I know for some of y'all it is, and that's okay. I remember getting into a fight with somebody I went to high school with on Facebook, verbal fight. After Michael Vick got out of jail and went back in the NFL, and she was like, white girl, oh my gosh, Michael Vick is a criminal. He should never. And I was like, what you want from this man? The man went to jail. He served his time. The only thing he's ever been able to do is play. The only thing he's ever done in his life is play football. Somebody's giving him an opportunity to play football. Why are you mad? Like, what you want him to do? You want him to resurrect the dogs? And that's no disrespect to the dog people. But what do you want this man to do? What you want this man to do? Oh, Lord. DB and what y'all gonna do when y'all see each other? Y'all gonna hug and laugh and joke when y'all see each other in real life. Oh, Lord. Starting from the beginning playing catch up. Well, you can fast forward about 10 minutes. Yeah, you can fast forward about 10 minutes now. All right. Let me look at my list. I got 2 more stories I want to talk about. Let me make sure I got everything out the way first. Yeah, got that. Okay. We doing really good. KDK gifted a membership. Thank you. Who got it, y'all? Who got the membership? Hold on. Congratulations to whoever was gifted that membership. And thank you, KDK. I appreciate you. Y'all gonna take tequila shot. Yogi got it. Congratulations, Yogi. Thank you, Xavier. Congratulations, Yogi. Congratulations. All right. Child, they say a new reality show is coming to the DMV. Let me read y'all this information, child. Let me read y'all the information, child. They say there's a new reality TV show on the horizon called The District, which is set in DC. Cast members like NECA from the Real Housewives of Potomac and Nicole from Big Brother bring juicy drama to the Capitol. Think Scandal meets Gossip Girl with a touch of our beloved excommunicated Real Housewives of DC thrown in. Stay tuned for more details. The show is under wraps, but I can tell you there's a lavish wedding with police activity definitely involved. I have told y'all for years that we would be hard pressed to get a reality show made up of real DC people that are in the upper echelon of DC. I don't know who all, because I don't know who all these people are. This is, I guess, a picture. I don't know who all these couples are, and I definitely don't know who these white people are. But we already know that NECA is not from DC. I don't know. I don't remember Miko. Hold on, let me see. Miko from Big Brother. Do I remember her? Miko Hayes, Big Brother. Let me see if I can find a picture of her. This is from 2023. I remember the name. I just don't remember her on the show. Let's see. Miko Hayes played an even keel sometimes. Oh, I do remember her now. Emotionalist game on Big Brother, preferring to be seen as a level-headed ally who could be predictable and trustworthy through the roller coaster ride. But the Ice Queen finally showed some fire after being unanimously voted out by her housemates on Thursday. She refused to hug Corey a goodbye after the vote was revealed, and then called out Corey, America Lopez, and Bowie Jane for having an alliance that was running the house. I remember that. Okay, I do remember that season. Okay, but where is she from? Yeah, that was the season that Suri was on there with her son. I do remember her now. But I think she works in DC. I don't think she's from DC. Let me see something. Let me look at her Wikipedia. Let's see here. Yeah, hometown St. Louis, Missouri, but she currently lives in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know who them other people are. But I'm gonna stick by what I've always said until somebody proves me different. I'm gonna stick by, and again, it's not because I think DC's special. I mean, any city can have a reality show, y'all. I got that. DC's not special. Any show can Ooh, these guys get on my nerves. Any city can have a reality show, but I'm talking about people who are really truly from that place. And I guess arguments can be had that a lot of people on reality shows aren't from the city that they are in at that point. I mean, the argument can be made. But again, especially when we talk about, I've told y'all this a million times, especially when we talk about the black bourgeoisie here in DC, you'll be hard pressed. Not impossible, just hard pressed. That's all I'm gonna say. It's just too much. I mean, you have people who work in the government, people who work in politics, people who, a lot of people work in jobs where they have clearances or they have to sign NDAs and stuff. Like, it's not as easy as it seems to get people who are in the know that can talk. It's just, I think in the history of Potomac, I think there's only been one that is native to this area, and that's what's her name? Katie. And she was, and like I said before, and Katie was the outcast of her family, but she was, from this area. Her family is part of that upper middle class black, or middle or upper class black family. But she was the outcast. She was the one that went against the grain. She was the one that went against the expectations of what her family had for her. She wasn't, Robin comes closest, but she's not from DC. She's from Baltimore. And I know for those who don't live in this area, you're like, that's not that far away. It's not the same. It's not the same. Karen's not from here. Ashley is from this area, but I think she's down in Virginia, but she is from this area because she was a Miss DC. But I don't know where she was actually raised, but she's from this area. Candace was from Atlanta. Giselle from New Orleans. Wendy, Baltimore. I'm trying to think of who else. Sharice I think she's from New Jersey. Yeah. I know that's right, Andrew. Wendy's from Baltimore. I mean, we know her family, with her, but she's from Baltimore. She grew up in Baltimore. Not which bridge did Sheila live under. Maybe I'm gonna look up Ashley because I don't know where Ashley actually is from. Where she actually grew up. Let me find out. Let's ask the question. Where was no, let me see where. Let's see here. Where did Ashley Darby from Real Housewives of Potomac grow up? Let's see. Sandy Spring. Oh, somebody didn't already put it. Who said Sandy Spring? She grew up in Silver Spring, Maryland. Okay. She was born. Okay, so she grew up. That's not too far. Silver Spring, Maryland is considered the DMV. It is. It's considered the DMV. So okay. So then I'm gonna start adding Ashley when I say Ashley and Katie. I'll start at, but Ashley wasn't part of the upper echelon, but she is part from from the DMV, but she was not part of that upper echelon. Mm-hmm. Candace from Surrey County. Yeah, that's not close. That's not down the street. Yeah. We cannot. No, I don't support bringing Katie back. I don't think Katie's mental health can handle being on reality television. I just don't. She had another relapse. Katie need to focus on getting well and staying well. Yeah, I don't support that. Is she entertaining? Sure, but not at the expense of her mental health and her physical health, with her having a drug addiction. Yeah, yeah, she's funny. She she entertains us, but yeah, I can't support that. All right, so let's get into this slutty vegan lawsuit, child. I'm gonna have to put on my other eyes because me and these glasses are not working today, and I can normally fake it, but the other day I was trying to read them articles on the teacher project, and that thing was that I was effing that thing up. So let me get into if I'm gonna be reading some stuff. Oh, remind me, Tina Turner, when we get off of here. When we get done with this slutty vegan, remind me, Tina Turner. Then we're gonna get into the Stefon Diggs of it all. Let me see. Slutty vegan. Oh, hold on. Oh, CEO. Wait a minute. Child, everything keep coming up is Pinky Cole. I'm looking for the lawsuit against her CEO. Slutty vegan CEO lawsuit, honey, because we know what she got going on. All right. I was trying to find a log slutty vegan. Okay, here's what I'm looking for. Thank you. Lord have mercy. Okay, her former CFO, excuse me. In May, Pinky Cole's former CFO was indicted. Aaron Madison. Madison was indicted in Georgia on felony charges of theft, forgery, and money laundering related to allegations he diverted company funds between 2021 and 2022. Cole is currently navigating her Chapter 11 bankruptcy. So here are some key events. The former CFO was indicted for allegedly using unauthorized financial documents to move company funds for personal use. And that indictment came, I believe, late last week, or because today's Monday, so it must have been last week, child. And again, she said that. She said that on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. She said that he was that her former CFO stole from her and misappropriated funds. So yeah. Yeah. And here's the thing. Unfortunately, in business, we know that people take advantage of business owners. We know that people steal money all the time, unfortunately. And did that affect her business? Yeah. Did that affect where she is with her business? Yeah, I'm sure that had something to do with it, you know. But let me say this, and we'll talk about this more on the Whether You Like It or Not panel. Pinky, I'm not sure what your goal was for going on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm not sure if you were trying to just get a paycheck, if you were trying to rehab your image. I don't know. But I don't think you're doing yourself any favors. Now, I could be wrong. Y'all could put it in the chat if y'all feel like, but I don't think you're doing yourself any favors, Pinky. I'm sorry. I just don't think you're doing yourself any favors. But anyway, we'll get into that more on the panel. And I saw your shady comment, Cajun. You can kiss my ass. We're gonna be here 8:30 ish. Moving right along. All right. I've been wanting to talk about this story, and I guess this story was in the Michael Jackson movie, which I have not seen. Baby, they said that Tina Turner shot one of them Jackson brothers because he was trying to get in her house. Now, I'm going to read y'all. Her former personal assistant, Eddie Hampton, he told this story in 1988. And again, I haven't seen the Michael movie. Was this in the Michael movie or something? Why is this even coming? She shot Randy. Yeah. Thank you, T on me. Thank you. Oh, thank you for the Teacher's Appreciation gift. I appreciate you, my love. Now, I'm going to read you what he said. Now, her former assistant said this what had happened. He said, in a state of distress, begging to see Tina was Craig's ex-fiance, Bernadette. Now Craig was her I hit the wrong button. Craig was one of Ike's sons. He's the one that passed away, I think, a few years ago. I think that's the same one. Bernadette explained to Tina why she had arrived unannounced. She said, I've been dating Michael Jackson's brother, Randy. Tina cut her off by saying, Bernadette, why do you keep messing with Randy Jackson? And why didn't you phone me and tell me all this stuff before? Now, listen, y'all. Did I do this out of order, child? No. This the story. The story just it starts in the middle of the story, but here go the story, child. Bernadette. Okay. It says and why didn't you call me? Right. So then it says, I haven't called you because Randy is insanely jealous. I mean, crazy. Because you and me are so close. He kept accusing me of having an affair with you. An affair with Tina? Okay. And said he'll KILL me if he found out I saw or spoke to you. I told him you and me were like family and that his accusations were totally untrue. I don't know. He just has this thing in his head. Now, to hear Randy tell the story, Randy said that he knocked on the door because he wanted to talk to his girlfriend and he don't know why, he don't know why Tina did it. I'm going to tell y'all what Randy said. Hold on. Let me keep reading y'all. Bernadette sipped some water and continued. As long as he was still living with his girlfriend, things were fine. But as soon as his girlfriend left him and moved out, Randy became more possessive than ever. Once we started being together on a full-time basis, I saw the other side of him. He started grabbing me by the arm and shaking me. He never beat me, but I sensed he might happen soon, and it might happen soon, and he really scared me. Anyway, we got in a big argument today and he went all wild-eyed. He walked towards me looking like he was going to kill me. I got shit scared and ran for my life. And here I am. And this is according to what this is what the assistant said had happened. So then Bernadette's eyes were now red from crying, and she asked Tina if she could use the phone. Tina replied, "Don't call him. You poor girl. All I see is me. This is the way I used to be." Because, Tina had that PTSD from her situation. Okay. Thank you, Shiron. Thank you. So she said, "No, I won't call him." She fidgeted for a moment and asked, "Tina, can I go to the kitchen and get something to eat?" "Sure, Bernadette. You know where everything is. Make yourself at home." As soon as Bernadette stepped out the room, Tina whispered to Legine and me, "She not getting anything from that kitchen. She going to the phone to call Randy." Mark my words. I know. I know because I used to do the same thing with Ike. Just watch that phone. You'll see the light gonna go on. Well, we all stared at that phone, and 5 seconds later, the button illuminated. Tina slapped her thigh, exclaiming, "What did I tell you? I knew she'd phone him. I knew it. Poor girl. I used to do the same thing when I was with Ike." When the light went off, we scamped back to do what we were doing so Bernadette wouldn't know we were any wiser. She walked in the bedroom and everyone started talking. Finally, a little shamefaced, Bernadette looked down at her slim figures and admitted, "I phoned Randy when I went to the kitchen. Randy's got a lot of emotional problems. His family is crumbling fast. They're all at each other's throats since Michael split from the family. And there's some things about Randy that's weird. He's a little sick sexually." Now I'm just reading. I'm reading this. I don't know these people. But Bernadette said that he's a little sick sexually. I don't even know what that means, but we're gonna keep reading and see if she tell us. We all gave Bernadette our undivided attention, and she told us of her sex life with Randy. Oh. What she told us that he made her do sexually, we all paled. Oh. Sexually, I actually had to sit down for a moment because the details made me feel ill. I could practically see Tina's skin crawling. Her voice hoarse with distress, she said to Bernadette, "Why? Girl, why do you go along with it? Why do you do it?" Tina took a few moments to recompose herself, but she still sounded a little shocked as she added, "Bernadette, you have to get rid of that man. You have to just go." Thank you. Thank you, celebrating the teacher. Thank you. Mwah. Thank you so much. What? You leaving out the good stuff. What he make her do? What did he make her do? What? We were all snapped out of our state of shock by the ringing of the phone. I answered the call. Randy Jackson was on the line and Tina flipped. "Damn it, Bernadette. Why did you give that sick bastard my phone number?" Bernadette ran to the kitchen to take the call. In privacy, Tina twitched with anger and nerves. Suddenly, we could hear Bernadette screaming, "Randy, I'm not coming back. You lied and lied and lied to me." Bernadette returned to the bedroom shaking, her face twitching with fear, her voice shaking. She said, "I can't go back to him. He knows my every moment. He follows and stalks me. I can come out of a food store or the gym and he'll be there, hiding behind something, just watching." She rubbed the goosebumps on her arms and said, "He phones around and checks up on me to see where I am. He picks and chooses who I'm allowed to see." The phone rang again, and Tina grabbed it, calmly but firmly stating, "Do not phone my house again. Bernadette is a guest in my home, and I won't have you intruding. She does not want to speak to you tonight, and I'm sure you two can sort things out tomorrow. Meantime, you are not welcome to phone my home." And then she slammed the receiver down. An hour and a half passed, and suddenly the doorbell rang. We all glanced at each other. I pressed the buzzer, asking who was there. The uninvited visitor replied, "This is Randy Jackson. Is Bernadette there?" I replied, "She's not here. She left." Randy frantically replied, "I know she's there. I know she is. I've got to see her. I got to come in." Tina threw the towel that was in her lap on the floor and sprung out of her dressing table seat. She wagged, an angry finger at Bernadette while announcing, "I'm not having this. I'm not having it. Do you understand me? This is my home. I went through all of this with Ike, and I'm not having it again." That's what Tina told her. Okay, "I'm not having it again." Okay. Tina slowly paced her bedroom with her arms folded across her chest. I knew she was silently chanting to herself to calm her anger. She let out a few deep breaths and paused in front of the vast sliding glass, the light from her bedroom casting her shadow into the garden of her dream home. Now, you was adding a lot to this. You was adding a lot, but we're gonna keep reading it. Because we in the story now. We're gonna keep reading it. Bernadette, I don't know why you keep messing with these guys. After all the things you've seen and all the things I've told you. Bernadette quietly wept and mopped her tears from the corners of her eyes while Tina delivered the stern lecture. "So why do you bother with him in the first place? Because he's Michael Jackson's brother? That doesn't mean anything. That Randy Jackson is no good. He's like any other man getting their kicks, scarring their women. And you put up with him running his mouth all over town saying you and I are lesbian lovers? Who does he think he is? And you gave him my phone number and my address? How dare you keep it? How dare you?" Now, this was going on. Randy kept pressing the intercom. Tina said, "If he presses that intercom one more time, I'm calling the police. He better get off my property." I'm just telling you what the story's saying. "Bernadette, let me tell you something. You got yourself an Ike Turner. You better get rid of him." "I know you're scared." Tina was furious and she threw her hands up in disgust. "I know what it's like, Bernadette. It's best you stay here tonight. Just make sure you get rid of that Randy Jackson first thing tomorrow." But no sooner had Tina spoken than that nosy shuffling of footsteps could be heard outside. I paused and watched her from across the bedroom. The worry on her face was unmistakable. Bernadette had already scared the daylights out of us with horrifying stories of Randy's violence. Lejeune and Tina remained still and silent as the intrusive sounds outside continued. There was a momentary eeriness, and then, without warning, one of Tina's huge, treasured terracotta pots burst through the glass door, exploding on impact. What? He done threw a pot through the glass window? What a door. Everything else that followed seemed to happen so quickly. Randy Jackson leapt through the broken window and paused for a moment, breathing and sweating heavily. Then, as he moved, glass fragments on Tina's plush cream carpet could be heard crunching beneath his hard, determined steps. He seemed possessed, and his eyes rapidly scanned the bedroom. It only took a split second to focus on what he came for. Like an animal stalking his prey, he walked towards Bernadette, muttering like a crazy man about how much he loved and needed her. In all the years I had spent with Tina, she had drilled me over and over on certain safety procedures should an intruder gain entry into her home. We had always thought if it happened, it'd be Ike. On this particular day, we were wrong. Worse still, everyone froze in shock, forgetting Tina's meticulous safety drill. Thank you, thank you, The Inform. Thank you. Right, Tina was meditating. I can't say Narion Ron Reiki Kyung, but she was meditating. That's what he said. Child, we almost done with the story. The only one to spring to action was Tina herself. She calmly and purposefully walked into the bedroom where her eyes immediately darted to the framed picture on her bedside table where she laid her loaded handgun. Without looking away from the table, her hand whipped out with shocking speed and grabbed a second gun. Damn, Tina, how many guns did you have? A shotgun? from behind the freestanding oval antique mirror just next to her. She cocked the weapon, then turned and aimed the loaded barrel at Randy's head. Her body stiff and her aim steady, she said with true determination, "Freeze, or I'll blow your brains out." Randy didn't stop, but for only a split second. Locking eyes with Tina, he ignored her warning and lunged for Bernadette. Tina, still several feet away from Randy, raised the gun and blew a hole in the ceiling. Randy's face was a mask of brutally charged straight at Tina like a raging bull. Still in total control, Tina moved the barrel slightly to the side and fired towards the doorway. She pointed the gun at Randy. Randy, suddenly terrified, leapt through the broken window, fleeing for his life. There was silence as we all stood, shocked by the scene we had just witnessed. Then Bernadette snapped out of her trance and raced in hot pursuit of her lover. "You mean after Bernadette, you ran after that man?" Bernadette ran after that man, y'all. Bernadette ran after that man. Tina, Lejeune, and I stood in stark amazement, listening to the voices in the distance. Bernadette's voice was breathless and tearful as she professed her love and loyalty to Randy. Only then did Tina's body start shaking, and although the shock, she had the presence of mind to press the panic button beside her bed. Over the next few minutes, none of our eyes met. We couldn't believe what had just happened. Like zombies, we stepped over the debris of the elegant bedroom, which now appeared as if it had been hit. Barely able to, if a bomb had hit, barely able to breathe, we all sat on the bed completely stunned. It wasn't until we heard the police sirens in the distance that we were jolted to reality. Tina, still slightly dazed, nervously ran her sweating palms down her thighs, smoothing the fabric of her designer knit sweater. She glanced at herself in the mirror and took several deep breaths to calm herself. Then she held her head high, adjusted the towel slightly wrapped over her hair in readiness to deal with the uniformed officers. After the police took their report, they asked Tina if she wanted to press charges. They left to go get on with the task of clearing away the debris, not to mention the fact that we still had a long way to go in finishing Tina's hair. Child, they was doing Tina's hair. Because remember, the story starts in the middle, so they was doing Tina's hair, honey. Randy phoned to apologize to Tina. She said, "I have nothing to say to you. Don't ever use my number again. I have given the police all the details they need to contact you." Then she put the phone down. Bernadette phoned too and apologized over begging Tina not to press charges on Randy. While an emergency service busied themselves boarding up the temporarily making safe the door area of Tina's bedroom, Tina coldly told Bernadette on the phone, "Bernadette, I can no longer have you around me. As long as you have this guy in your life, I do not know you." Goosebumps raced over my arms. I knew when Tina cut a person out of her life, she meant it. I had been the rare exception. So he must have wrote a whole book. And I feel like I want to read it. Because he said I was the rare exception, which means there's a story there too. But what you do to Tina? Because now I want to read his book. Hold on, let's keep going. The following day, a man arrived with an envelope with several $1,000s in it sent from Randy Jackson to cover expenses due to the damage caused by his breaking and entering. Tina refused the cash, firmly saying, "I don't do things this way. My assistant will give you my accountant's details, and the monies will be sent to him, or a check that will give a receipt." I know that's right, Tina. Tina said, "Don't be sending me no cash. That's not how we play." Tina, after discussing things with Roger, her manager, decided not to press charges. Roger very rightly felt that Tina's reputation would be damaged and people might think she was like Ike. By not pressing charges, it did not make the newspapers, and the incident became a matter of police record. Over the next couple of days, we put our lives back in order. Tina put the incident behind her, and along with Bernadette, became a thing of the past. Bernadette. Now that's him. That's the assistant. That's his story. This is his, and you see right there, Tina's former personal assistant Eddie Armani detailed his version of events. And this was he told this story in 1988. So he didn't just tell this story. But so what happened was Randy shared this how I fell down this rabbit hole. Randy shared his side. Like I said, it must have come up in the movie. I don't know. But Randy was on Twitter, and this what he had to say. Randy told his side of the story. So I'm going to just read y'all what Randy said. Randy said, "This is something many of you probably don't know. Yes, Tina Turner shot me. I have the scar to prove it. Having said that, there was no violence on my part. Nor have I ever owned or carried a weapon. I went to Tina's house to see my girlfriend. I guess I caught them off guard. You guess you caught them off guard. It was in the 80s, and I don't hold a grudge against Tina. She's a great artist and an asset to our industry. Why he talking like she's still alive? Why are you talking like she's, I don't mean no harm, but you talking like she's still, no disrespect to Tina, but why are you talking like she's still here? You using present tense instead of past tense. He has a lot of aggression. Remember, Jermaine married Randy's ex long-term girlfriend, Alejandria, about 7 years after this ordeal. She has kids, but yeah, that's just some nasty shit. Child. Randy Jackson, same guy whose former partner said, baby, oh yeah. This is not your first time hearing the story, El Boogie. Well, it's clearly a story that's out there. Now who's this? The guy that told the story. I want to know if he got a whole book, because it says that. Okay, he wrote a book called The Real Tea. He wrote this book in 1988. Y'all, I feel like I want to read it now. I feel like I need to read this book. Where you at, Eddie? Eddie Armani. Y'all, let's find out about Eddie Armani. And then we're going, Tracy and Andrew, y'all want to come up and talk about Stefon Diggs? Because we're going to talk about Stefon Diggs, and then we got about 15 minutes. Hold on, let me drop the link. This link is only for Tracy or Andrew, please. Because I want them to tell us about the Stefon Diggs trial. They were in the chat watching it. Hold on. But let's read about Eddie Armani. Tell me about Eddie Armani. Let me just see what ChatGPT got to say. The bar is open. We have a peach rum runner, strawberry whiskey lemonade, a lychee martini, and for the non-drinkers, we have a club soda and lime with a strawberry boba. Okay. So let's see what they say, and then we're going to talk about Eddie Armani Hampton is best known as Tina Turner's longtime personal assistant, close friend, and confidant. He was in her inner circle for more than 20 years and later wrote a book called The Real Tea, My 22 Years with Tina Turner, which shared his perspective on Tina's private life, career, relationships, and survival after Ike. He became a public source of stories about Tina's life behind the scenes, especially after her passing, speaking about her strength, freedom, and the way she rebuilt her life. Okay. So it doesn't sound like he was out here dogging Tina Turner. I mean, it does sound like he was telling some of the business, but it doesn't sound like he was dogging her. Okay. Hey, Andrew.
Hey, ma'am, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Wait. First of all, I too want to know what he was making her do.
Listen, don't give us right. Don't tease us. I want to know. And I'll be honest with you, he may have said it, and the publisher made him take it out because that could have been libelous. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how bad it
That's what
was.
I said.
Yeah, I didn't get I got the impression that he just liked to do some real nasty shit because they said when they were like, "Why do you let him do that to you?" I feel like he probably
But I don't
maybe he
know.
liked to
But think
pee. I don't know.
I
Maybe
don't
he
know.
made
But
her
think
do
about it now.
threesomes. I don't know.
This is Tina who had been with Ike, and for her to have you know still bump, and her the hair stand up on her arm. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was. I don't think it was like. I think it was like maybe he like just some like maybe he like
I think he like
fluids.
I think he like
Maybe
pegging.
he like pegging. Mhm. I don't know. Now, let's talk about this Stefon Diggs. So the trial was today. Now, for those who need to refresh their memory, Stefon Diggs, former chef, is suing him. She said that he assaulted her, he choked her, and the trial started today. Now, you and Tracy were hitting me up today, like,
Oh, for real?
girl,
She hit you up too?
yeah. Tracy had sent me the link during jury selection, but I was at work, so I was like in and out. I
Oh my
did go
God.
in there a little bit and listen to her testimony, and you tell me your opinion, and then I'm gonna give y'all my opinion. I didn't watch the whole testimony though, so that's why I was like, if you want to come up, because you were like, girl, you would hit me up like this is a mess. So why were you saying that? What was going on? And I'm listening. I just got to step away for a minute, but I'm
Um,
listening.
the very beginning. It started from opening statements, okay? And I was like, maybe I missed the DA's opening statements, right? Because then I realized, like, no, that's the DA talking right there. I was like, oh no. N- Before the defense even got up, even for opening statements, nothing made sense. It was like, surely something's left out here. They're talking about um, they have been friends and then friends with benefits. But then she began working for him. So I was under the assumption, I just knew what I was going to hear was that they were still friends with benefits. Oh, they used to be friends with benefits. He hired her because they, even with the being the friends with benefits, they were cool. Like, they were real cool. And she really, apparently, she said she trained in France and Italy to be a chef. He has
Mm-hmm.
been a chef for some people in all areas um of sports, and I believed in the entertainment industry as well. So she is not new to this, apparently. She really is a celebrity chef. Okay, cool beans, cool beans. Um, but she apparently there was a blind item or something that came up, and I'm like, why are they talking about blind items and stuff, right? But
Mm-hmm.
apparently there was a blind item somewhere on some blog somewhere that was sharing what could possibly be some of his personal business. And his personal assistant saw it, told him that it must have come from her. Well, then the person, him and her and the personal assistant get into it. So I'm waiting now at this point, this opening statements, right? So I'm going to hear somebody tell me, and you will see, um, X-ray reports. So you will see doctors' reports. You will hear witnesses say that they saw red marks. I'm waiting to hear some of this stuff, right? And then it was over. I ain't hear none of it. There is 0.00% evidence. They are 100% relying on this chick, okay? And I said, well, she must be compelling. You know what I'm saying? She must be compelling. Her, whatever they do have, text messages, maybe there are some pictures, maybe they were old, maybe she has some witnesses of some people she talked to, maybe a therapist. I'm thinking this, right? He hits the stand first. And I'm like, okay, well, back up. So then his side gets up and they do their opening statement. Okay. So he gets to the opening statement. I hear about all the questions that I was wondering about started being answered. There is no evidence. There are no doctor's reports. Um, the text messages that the police have that they included, there are a whole bunch more. She deleted some and did not provide others.
Oh,
Um,
no.
yeah. There are voice messages. There are videos of her out partying the same day or within days of this supposed incident. Pictures of her whole body. Where they out partying. She's partying with the girl. That apparently her and this girl. So it turns out the assistant now, she's friend with benefits too. The assistant.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, if you are in within 30 miles of this man, he must sleep with you.
I was gonna
Apparently,
say it
those
sounds
are
like
the
he
rules.
benefiting with a lot of people.
Yeah, those are the rules. I didn't write them. If he is within 30 miles of you, he must sleep with you.
Mm.
Okay. So, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. But again, I say the the chef was no longer sleeping with him since it sounds like since he been with Cardi, he wasn't sleeping with the chef no more. 'Cause she even said they went from being friends to friends with benefits to he became her employer. Okay.
Mm.
All right. But her and the girl, I believe they had beef back and forth because I think they were still wanting to be number one side chicks. That's what it sounded like to me. So the other one that was friends with benefits, the assistant girl, she told him about the blind item. He gets pissed off with her, like, hey, you telling my business. So it was an argument going back and forth. None of these messages, mind you, you didn't hear nothing about any of these messages from that police report, right? Because she had deleted those. Where they have all the messages. So it's really started out about, we heard about the Miami trip that she was supposed to go on that he said that she couldn't go on first. That was nothing about him beating her up or this so-called assault. That was, he wouldn't let her go because he said, I wish I would take you to Miami and you get down there and get some more of my business and be telling. So that's why she got, and she was
Mm.
mad. So the anger, the argument with him, back and forth with him and her, was about this Miami trip. That the other messages that they provided, they said we will provide to show you, which they actually later did. It was not about being, nothing even came up with messages about being hit or anything. It was all about him and her mad at him because he believed the other side chick over her. Swear to God.
Mm.
So then they said they were gonna have, they were like, he it turns out she was paid and we'll be able to prove it. Or she was saying, I wanted my money. He was paid, and they said we'll be able to prove it to show that she acknowledged receipt of the money. Sure enough, they got text messages from her acknowledging receipt of the money. Because she got like, she supposed to gets paid like 2,000 a week or something like that. Well, she didn't get paid for Miami because she didn't go to Miami.
Hmm.
So she was saying she was owed six. She acknowledged she had received four. Okay.
Wow.
The whole things. Oh yeah. And then yeah, she said, remember, no NDA and no formal contract. They said, remember, they said, did you have a contract? Did you sign a contract with him? And she was like, yes, we had a contract. So you signed a contract? It's in text messages. So what happened was he got after all of this went on, an investigation went on with his, I guess, his accounting people and his manager, whatever, to see what she was owed. Was she, tell me what you think you owed? And they started going back to verify, was she present this time, to be able to pay her what she thinks she was owed or to be able to prove she had been paid. Well, the because he was letting the HR, he was sleeping with people and then hiring them and this kind of stuff. But the HR person was like, we need to be doing all this stuff above board. Hey, I don't, and now that I'm looking into this, I don't see where we ever had a signed contract with her because all of his signed contracts include a standard NDA. The other side chick was under an NDA. No, no problem. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like, oh, he was just trying to get her to sign one because now he don't want her talking about him supposedly beating her up and him on her money and all this stuff, right? No, it was standard practice, but now that he had these formal business people over. So she was like, now, while we in the middle of this, we need to get her to go ahead and sign this contract. We need to sign an NDA if she's going to remain on. She didn't want to sign it. She didn't want to sign it. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
However, She said she didn't tell those people she quit after she went to the police. She didn't tell them she quit when she went to the police station because she hadn't quit, girl. She said she told them that she was leaving her job. That just meant I was leaving and I was coming back.
Uh,
I swear to God. That just means I was leaving and coming back. That didn't mean I didn't tell, I never said, I never told anyone that I had quit my job. I told them I had left my job, but I came back. Because apparently
why are
because they
you
had gotten
coming
it.
back?
Uh, she
If
said
the man,
because
if the man, I mean, why are you
he
coming
said he
back?
owed her money. She said he owed her money and she needed that money to get away. So you came back and you also provided a text apology. I'm sorry about my behavior because I had to. I didn't give it to him. But she said it wasn't. I didn't willingly do it or something like that. To but hold on, they talk about her going into his room or whatever, right? To give him a birthday present. This was after she was assaulted. She went to give him a birthday
Wait, I'm
present.
sorry. After she allegedly was assaulted, she went back in to his
His
room to
room.
give him a birthday present.
Yes, to give him a birthday present. He said, yeah, yeah, Tracy, because everything was just so toxic around it. Everything was so toxic, and this is regular. But however, apparently everybody's bedrooms, all the bedrooms have codes on them, right? Everybody has codes to their own bedroom, so you can see who getting in and who going in, whose room when, right? Because you got to put the code in so you can see who entering. Because you remember, everybody was wondering, like, how could Cardi even know who went in this room? Who? That's how everybody knows who goes in the rooms because there are codes on every room. She was like, yeah, but he was in control of them. Well, there's a text message where she is mad again because again, he want her to get up out of here, right? So she's mad. She said, did so and so the other side chick, did she change my code? Did she change the code to my room?
Hmm.
So she goes in his room, okay? His door was open. So she said she just opened, she just walked on in because that's what she always did. This is after the assault, mind you. And she went into his room, the man who choked her, supposedly assaulted her, went into his room and to take him. Well, why were you going into the room of a man you're supposedly afraid of to take him his birthday present? But she wanted to keep him happy because she needed the money because he still owed her some money. Can you follow it?
I
We
said from
talked,
the
we
beginning.
heard more about money she was supposedly owed than we heard anything about any physical or essay.
I'm gonna be honest. I said a long time ago. Um, I said when we first read this lawsuit, I'm not gonna say that he didn't put his hands on her because I wasn't there. I don't know, but I said from the beginning, it sounded like there was something going on between the two of them because
But the funny part is it wasn't anymore. She admits that herself. And they're asking, did the present consist of sex? No, she admitted that herself.
But what I'm
She
saying
bought him a
is
birthday
that
present.
was just the way he was just in her room in the middle of the night. I was like, that's way too comfortable. I mean, I understand that these celebrities have these assistants and these chefs and they're on call and all of that, but I don't know. That just seemed, and I'm not saying
But
that made
here's
it
the
weird.
deal. They have the downloads of the ins and outs of the codes to her room. Didn't nobody go in her room? Didn't know. And
Oh,
people
just
were,
I'm my bad. You said that
yes.
they didn't have any record of anybody going in her room, so
No,
they're trying to say that the
and
whole
there were
story is a lie.
multiple.
That he didn't even
The
go
whole
in there
thing
that
is a
night.
lie. The whole thing is a lie because he was done messing around with her sexually at that point. She was just his employee at that point. If she admits that,
So here's what I'm talking. So here's where I'm confusion. If this were a civil lawsuit, that would be one thing. But this is a
well, she said
criminal
she wasn't
lawsuit.
suing, but they got proof that she is. Go ahead.
No, I believe she's gonna probably sue him civilly. But what I'm saying is these are criminal charges. You
Mhm.
mean to tell me that the DA didn't go and download the codes to the it didn't come up in discovery? You mean to tell me
Baby,
like you I mean like this stuff is
I
just
don't know how this got to a court of law. Do you hear me? I can understand how it was investigated by the police. I do, because
Well, I
you have
understand
to
the
investigate. Yeah,
investigation.
you
I
have
get
to.
that.
I do not understand how not one charge, even a
Why have they
misdemeanor.
not right? Or even if they charged him, why they haven't dropped the charges?
Again, they were not the only people in the home. You can say, okay, the other old girl was biased. Okay, there was also a
Oh, they had stopped sleeping
groundskeeper.
together 2 years ago. Okay.
Yeah, there was also a groundskeeper. There were multiple people in this house, girl. That's what I'm
Hmm.
saying. They started out as friends, as just friends, and then it was friends with benefits, and then she was just strictly an employee. He was not sleeping with that girl at the time that she was his. He just gave her the opportunity to be his, because apparently, because you remember he had hurt himself, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so he was going through rehab. So he would have these hours of rehab that he would go through. And she said that one of her specialties in her training is rehabilitative, like meals and prep and that sort of stuff. So she had done it for multiple other athletes, had been their private chef during their rehab period. So that was one of the main things. He knew her, he knew that's what she did. Hey, come do this for me, and it was for a specific time from that January, from that time that he was rehabbing and getting ready to get back on a team. So again, she is admitting that all of that is true. Okay, she is admitting that they were not sexually active while she was working for him. She admitted that he was paying her 2,000 a week. She admitted that there was a disagreement about. She said the girl was lying on her. Whatever it was, whether the girl lying, whether she lying, either way, there was a disagreement over um over her going to Miami because of the blog post. There are text messages to prove all of this. So I don't know what the DA. I don't have no earthly idea. It's almost like they forgot about this case and said, "Oh Lord, we meant to dismiss this, and now we can't." They have. First of all, like with usual criminal trials, the actual victim comes later. They establish a lot of things. They get a lot of things established first. They'll hit the police. The police will come up. They'll show the police report. They'll start talking about doctors and lawyers, doctors and doctors report, all 911. You'll get all of these, but they are authenticating, records and all this. None of that. She was first.
Hmm. Hmm.
If
Hmm.
and when they have somebody else, I'm going to be thoroughly surprised. Okay, I'm going to be thoroughly surprised if anybody comes after her. But Stefan, on the other hand, sounds like he got a week's worth of exhibits and witnesses, because, like I said, he his lawyer. Oh yeah, and she started getting into it with his lawyer, like going back and forth, arguing with his lawyer. At one point, she said, "What's your name? What's your name? Because I want to address you by your name." Now, this not the lawyer talking to her. This her talking to the lawyer.
I did watch some of it, and I saw where there was an objection, so they had to have a sidebar. She was answering a question about
Oh, it's
something.
sidebars all day like that.
Yeah, right. And then when they came back from the sidebar, now I shouldn't say anybody,
I know
but
what you
people
about
who
to
pay
talk. I know what you're
attention,
gonna say.
you know that whenever there's a sidebar, sometimes the judge makes a decision about something. So when the guy came back, he changed. He started asking her something else. She was like, "I wasn't done answering that last question." He said, "I'm the one answering. I'm the one asking the questions. Just answer my questions, please." I
Now,
said,
hold on.
"Damn."
That was the DA. That was not
Right.
his
Yeah.
lawyer.
That was a
That
DA.
was the
Yeah.
DA getting frustrated with her. You said this. That was an example of exactly how all day long went. Every time you turn around, it was a sidebar about something like that. She kept wanting to answer. She wanted to make sure she answered about him sleeping with the other girl. She wanted to make sure that was out there. She kept saying Cardi B's name in in situations in which it didn't even need to be said, right? Like, she was trying to make it seem like Cardi threatened her at first, remember? And remember, Cardi came out and said she reached out, she contacted me. I ain't contact her. And
Right.
that's true. She did reach out to Cardi. What she was doing was she was calling herself trying to, what it appeared to me, she was trying to apply pressure in various areas of his life so he would pay her. And
Wow.
I can't remember, Tracy might be able to tell you. She is on one of these text messages. She made the statement of, I'm gonna make her life hell, about she was willing to do whatever because she's mad at this point. She's furious. The girl talked 2 seconds about him. She tried to pretend that she was getting emotional and choked up when she was trying to say he made her, you know, he had said her, right? And then he choked her. But listen to what I'm saying right now. He used his right hand to reach back and slap her on the right side of her face. Try that. Try to do that real quick.
He could backhand him. I don't know.
But she,
Well, girl, I got to get ready to go because
she
I got to hop
showed she
over to the
showed
whether
how
you
it
like it or
happened.
not
She
panel.
showed how it happened. It was supposed to be an open hand. Uh-huh.
Open
I knew
like
that's what you're
this,
gonna do.
like this.
Exactly. Thank you.
Look,
There you
thank
go.
you, Andrea. I gotta go, baby. But listen, so is he testifying tomorrow?
I don't know. The DA should come in and pull his pockets inside and out and beg his pardon and throw everything and
That's what it
ask for them to
sounds like.
dismiss it tomorrow. But
All right.
so
Well,
if
I'm gonna
y'all
pop my
read
head in
anywhere
when I
else, anybody
can.
else saying anything trying to say that there's any other way they're telling you a lie, this is a mess. It should never gone to court, and he needs to sue her for that
All
sweater.
right.
I told Pam he needs to sue her for that J. Crew sweater she had on today.
Oh wow. Well, I'm gonna pop my head in tomorrow. Y'all know I'm gonna be at work, but I'm gonna try to pop my head in tomorrow. But thank you, Andrea. I gotta get over here and get over to the other.
Uh-uh.
Y'all know I'm hosting. I can't be late. Uh, but I'll
Bye.
talk to y'all later. And thank you for all of the thank you for the gifted memberships and thank you for the teacher appreciation um gifts and well wishes. And we about to head on over to the whether you like it or not panel. I should put I should have put the redirect on if I knew, but we'll be meet me over there, honey. Meet me over there. Whether you like it or not panel. All right. Peace.